Charlie, we are seeing a lot of in-law suites kind of being brought into, people's current homes, new builds. Do you want to touch a little on that?
What we're finding in our world today, mom and dad's coming back home, uh, grandma and grandpa, or even the children. They go off to college and they get this great degree, and they can't afford to live down, in Palm Beach County or Martin County any longer by themselves. So we're actually doing homes with a mother-in-law suite in the back of the house connected to, or we're doing a detached. And we're starting to pick up on doing these, and it makes sense. It's nice to have the family all around again.
Hi, everyone. We're back with another My Living Media podcast episode. I'm Lucy Dodd, and today we're here with Charlie, owner of Kchar Inc. Welcome, Charlie.
Thank you.
We're just going to start off with having you introduce yourself and telling us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
I'm Charlie Reinecke with K-Char Incorporated. I'm a general contractor. We build luxury homes, estate homes. We also do a little bit of renovations and additions. A few years back, we opened up a window and door company as well. So we sell impact windows and doors.
Great. So what inspired you to get into this industry?
It was more, I would have to say, generation. My grandfather was a contractor. My daddy was a contractor.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to school for architecture and decided not to follow through and ended up being a contractor. So
Nice.
Here I am.
Awesome. I actually kind of have, a little experience with all that. My dad was a general contractor up in West Virginia, so I grew up in a family full of contractors. And sadly, I can't get involved with that because that's not really like my skill suit, and I'm more marketing, but I am very familiar with that. With 20 years of experience in South Florida, what do you think sets Kchar Inc. apart from your competitors?
I just believe that being down here all my life, I'm a true Floridian. I know the area quite well, from Palmetto Park Road all the way out to Martin County. Grew up in Martin County and went to Palm Beach, and I know the area very well. I also know the people.
Nice. And what would you say, with your vast knowledge of the local area and understanding kind of the climate in Florida, how would you say this influences your approach to construction and design?
Well, South Florida, over the years, the climate has changed drastically. I remember being a small boy living out in the glades, and the winters were just harsh. Today, the winters are more like springtime, and the summers are getting like desert.
Mm-hmm.
It's just getting hotter and hotter. And I believe the way we build today, it benefits the surroundings that we live in, and me knowing and experience from over the years, I think it's beneficial.
Great. And beyond the business side, what do you personally enjoy most about working in the construction industry in South Florida?
The challenge. There is never a dull moment in this industry. Whether it's dealing with your subcontractors, your material men, or your clients, there's never a dull moment.
Great. And as a custom home builder, what elements do you prioritize to ensure each home truly reflects the individuality and preferences of a homeowner?
With the elements part of it, with the elements, I would assume that we're speaking of the landscaping part, the kitchen part, just certain parts of the home. These takes time, finding out the personality of the clients, speaking with them for a few hours, and then you really have to find out, whether they're nature people, whether they like to cook, and then from that point, then we move forward, and I try to bring their personality into the home, and hopefully it all works for them.
Great. And your website mentions you have one of the best design teams in Palm Beach County. So what aspects of your design process do you believe contributes to that reputation?
We have been doing this for almost 20 years now, and most of our jobs are design builds. We have made mistakes and learned by those mistakes. We use several draftsmen, and throughout the years, it's one draftsman that I use, and he is very good at what he does. And basically, it's just by learning and making the mistakes and not doing them again.
Okay. And what would you say why is it important to build a long-term relationship with your clients? I saw you kind of prioritize that on your website. So,
when we do a home, for instance, we're building a monster home down south now. We've been there over 2 years.
mm-hmm.
I know the children and their babies, and there's 4 of them. What's really neat, though, is after we build this house, generations later and it's happened, their children call me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's special. That's very unique.
Yeah, I'd say with my dad's company when we were growing up in West Virginia, I mean, he did own the company, but all of the men that he had working with him, they were like family to us, and they'd come out and do projects on our house, and it just felt like they were family, and then our family friends would use them, and it was just,
For
it's a
sure.
nice sense of community.
Hmm.
So quality budget management, value engineering, and scheduled accountability are highlighted as critical aspects of your service. How do you ensure that these standards are consistently met across all projects?
As far as the budget part of it, we have, over the years, I have learned a lot. And we have started with our contracts where we would bid the project, give the client a cost. Today, the market is so volatile, the materials up and down, and it's hard for us to stay on top of it. So we do what a lot of the clients didn't like to do back in the day was a cost plus contract. And basically, how I feel about it, I give the clients the invoices, they turn around and give me a check and a percentage on top of that. I feel it works for both parties. Nobody gets hurt, and everybody's comfortable about how they're paying for their projects.
Okay. And how do you guys ensure to keep like customer satisfaction on every job?
Communication. We
Mm-hmm.
try very hard to stay in communication on a daily basis with our clients. It's challenging. Every personality is different. Uh, it's a challenge, but we do work with our communication. How do I say this? We talk about communication on a daily basis in our office, whether it's the marketing part of our company,
Mm-hmm.
the uh, the client part of it. But that's one of the most important things in our industry.
Mm-hmm.
It's taken me a long time to understand this because I'm not a big communicator, never have been.
Mm-hmm.
But over the years, I've learned it makes my life a lot easier.
Yeah, I agree. Communication definitely goes a long way. I've found with like any of our clients in marketing, as long as you communicate, things will go very smoothly. It's like the second you stop, that's when it gets,
Hmm.
a little tricky. Um, so South Florida's building landscape is diverse from residential to commercial, new construction to renovation. How does Kchar Inc. navigate these different sectors? And do you have a particular specialty or focus?
So over the years, we have dabbled in both. KCHR, probably 50-50 for the first 10 years. We've helped out build a couple fire stations in Palm Beach County. We do a lot of work for Department of Economic Sustainability in Palm Beach County. But over the years, I sort of gotten away from the commercial sector. I really enjoy the residential part of this. I really enjoy doing luxury homes.
Mm-hmm.
So today, we really stay away from the commercial part. So it's
Okay.
basically all residential today.
Okay, and you're based in Palm Beach, but do you go like north, south, where
We go
you're?
to Palm Beach County and Martin County.
Okay, nice. Where do you see the most work? Palm Beach?
Palm Beach County.
Nice. And so you guys are also just on your standard, you guys have, I'm sure, high quality standard workers. How do you go about selecting these craftsmen for your company?
So when I first began this journey 20 years ago, I worked with several corporate builders. And during that time, I actually borrowed a few of them. Today, those guys are still with me. So they're about to retire, so we have
Mm-hmm.
been on the lookout for new subs, and we've learned a lot about the sub base today. They're very versatile, and it's more of the Latin-based work crew out there today. And for us to stay on top of these guys, we have to give them more supervision because these guys are still learning. There's all the old tradesmen are gone. They're not coming back out. It's the young guys now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to get a young worker to enjoy and appreciate what they do. And the only way that we can do that is to stay on top of them and to
Mm-hmm.
teach them ourselves.
Nice. And could you share any insights to any innovative or sustainable practices that you guys, incorporate into your building projects?
Today we have, living in South Florida, we have, issues with humidity and hurricanes. We use an isonine product, which is also spray foam for insulation up in our ceilings that we consistently use on all of our projects. We consistently use impact glass, impact doors and windows. And, it's strange in the building industry today we try to build our units airtight. Back in the 40s and 50s, these houses breathed, and they're still standing today through all the hurricanes. So there's I know going a little bit off track right now, but there's a little issue in my thinking. Why are we building so stringent today? But with that being said, we use the best materials that are out there today that we're comfortable with using.
Okay. And do you guys see any like trends or developments coming for the future of K-Char to just keep up with, the diverse landscape in Florida, the evolving landscape?
So 3 years ago, we purchased a window company. I have never marketed myself ever. And now we have to market and we have to do all this advertising. So Kchar has now gone on this digital wagon or train, shall I say, and we are using a couple platforms. One of the platforms is a scheduling platform, which is very strong, and another one is a camera platform, which allows us to work in our office and have our subs send us real-time pictures
Oh, wow.
if for issues, and we can solve the issue in our office. So it's real time, and that's where this industry is going, I believe, all digital. And you still have to have workers, but to be able to build something when you're not on site 90% of the time is a plus.
Yeah. And it's called a sub camera, you said?
It's actually called a company cam.
Oh,
Company cam.
the person we interviewed earlier today actually brought up company cam as well. So is that something I've seen like for roofing companies? I don't know if you do this, but they can like provide estimates that way with. So can you guys do that as well with, or?
We
you
also
haven't?
use a company that we just started about 3 weeks ago. I believe it's called Nimbus. Job Nimbus.
Okay.
Job Nimbus actually it works with QuickBooks and Company Cam, and it's a platform that does everything from
Wow.
bids, proposals, to sending out invoices to collecting payments. It's a very strong platform, and it just allows us to concentrate more on the client's needs than the everyday business to business needs.
Okay. And I feel like right now we have a lot of people coming to Florida because who wouldn't want to be here? We live in a beautiful area. Are you guys seeing like an increase, like a huge increase in like people coming down and building homes, or what is that looking like?
Seeing that we live in Palm Beach County, our land is getting null and void.
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot of knockdowns, but the knockdowns are luxury homes. We're seeing people from California, New York. They're selling these high-end homes, making a lot of money and coming down here. We're seeing a few new builds, but with the window and door business, probably 80% of our clients are New Yorkers,
Oh my
which
gosh.
is
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, they're coming down here and they want to be protected. So, that's what we're seeing in the industry today, I believe.
So Charlie, we are seeing a lot of in-law suites kind of being brought into, people's current homes, new builds. Do you want to touch a little on that?
What we're finding in our world today, mom and dad's coming back home, grandma and grandpa, or even the children. They go off to college and they get this great degree, and they can't afford to live down, in Palm Beach County or Martin County any longer by themselves. So we're actually doing homes with a mother-in-law suite in the back of the house connected to, or we're doing a detached. And we're starting to pick up on doing these, and it makes sense. It's nice to have the family all around again, but it's also nice to have the children leave too. But in our world today, I think it's going to be a trend that will be around for a while.
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening just because from my personal experience, I'm 24. Luckily, I rent from my uncle, so I get a fairly good rent price, but I can't even imagine, trying to build or buy right now. So it would be nice if I had that option, like a mother-in-law suite or in-law or something along those lines. Nice. And what would you say, with a diverse range of projects from custom homes to additions and renovations, what type of project is your favorite to work on, and like what brings you the most personal satisfaction?
I enjoy building luxury homes. Sometimes they take a little bit longer. However, I think the satisfaction is when the house is done and the family, we're all done signing all the paperwork, and they come and give me a hug, or they start crying. To me, that's the end game. That's it. But as I learned over the last 20 years, it's really not the end game because it keeps moving. It keeps going forward. I mean, I've had clients that'll sell in 2 years, and we started another project. So I've developed a very strong relation with a lot of my old clients, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
And based off your own experience, what advice would you give to aspiring contractors or entrepreneurs just starting out, in this industry?
This industry is not for the faint-hearted. If you're thinking coming on board and getting rich quick, you need to find another job. This is one of those jobs where it's high risk, high profit. And I think you have to be true to yourself. You have to wake up early every day. And have got to be honest with yourself and honest with your clients.
Yeah, that's a great message because just from hearing like my dad's personal stories, it all started out of a truck. Him and his brother, they were in West Virginia and they were looking to make money and they actually started patching like holes in like people's driveways or I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But it all started with a truck and then they just ended up building and they worked and worked and worked and then it was a huge company in West Virginia. So, it's true.
How old was he when he started?
He didn't even go to college, so like fresh out of,
Oh, wow.
yeah, like probably in his 20s.
Super.
Yeah, they had tried like multiple things. He went to school, realized it was not for him, and yeah, just from there, him and his brother took off and did all that. It was contracting and paving, so, but yeah, Dodd Corp.
Big business.
Yeah.
Big business.
Big business. And like I remember all of my cousins growing up, all the girls, they would be like the little flag like on the side of the road when they were doing paving. They would be like out there with the flag. I'm like, I want to do that one day. But now we're down here in Florida. But yeah, no,
Awesome.
It's definitely true.
Good deal.
It's a hardworking industry. And my last question is, what is one piece of advice or what's something you want to get across to the audience, to your current clients, to potential clients? What's one thing you want to get across?
Just want to, introduce myself. I've been here in South Florida for 20 years doing this business. I've been here all my life. And, we're here. Just give us a call.
But Charlie, how can people contact you at Kchar Inc. to learn more about your company or, get in contact about a potential job?
Well, they can go on our website, kchar.com. They can reach out at charlie@kchar.com. Or we advertise with a company with Living Media, and that number is 561-823-1660.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Charlie, for joining us today, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.